Our Region's Business is sponsored by PNC for the Achiever in You. Welcome to Our Region's Business with your host, Bill Flanagan.
Today on Our Region's Business, we're on the road in the Laurel Highlands at historic Idlewild Park, and you may hear a little thunder and some rain falling on the roof of the Auditorium Pavilion. This is one of the oldest structures in the park, built way back in 1878, and fortunately today it turned out to be a convenient place to get us out of the elements. We're experiencing one of those late afternoon thunder showers that provides our region with one of its greatest assets, a plentiful water supply. Well, we're here today in Westmoreland County to talk about some of the biggest opportunities as well as challenges facing our region and Westmoreland County in particular. We're also going to get some positive news for change when it comes to air service, and we're going to share the history here at the birthplace of the banana split. All of that coming up in just a little bit. But first, as we've noted recently on the program, the baby boom generation has begun to retire. It's already putting stress on employers throughout our region, even more of an issue here in Westmoreland County with its concentration of manufacturers and older population among the 10 counties of southwestern Pennsylvania. So how does a community stay ahead of demographic trends to sustain its economy and its workforce? Well, here in Westmoreland County, they intend to do it through teamwork. Chad Ammon is president of the Westmoreland County Chamber of Commerce. Jason Rigoni is executive director of the Westmoreland County Industrial Development Corporation. And Jim Smith is president and CEO of the Economic Growth Connection of Westmoreland County. And welcome. Good to have you all here.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks for being in Westmoreland County, Bill.
Yeah, well, it's fun to bring the program out and get a chance to see it even on a rainy day. I got to assure the audience, however, it was gorgeous here earlier. We taped another entire show. It's just, again, rain is actually something that's a great benefit to our region when you think about it, and we should celebrate it, I think, sometimes. But what else are you celebrating here in Westmoreland County these days? How are things going economically here?
I think they're doing pretty well. I think that since the recession has lightened up, it's been a slow gain back into the economy. I think businesses are picking up. They're starting to pick up contracts, doing expansions. I think in 2014, we've seen many projects come through with companies expanding, and beginning of 2015 was a little slow, but I think that right now we're starting to see a number of companies talking about making investments into their companies and expansions and reinvestment into their facilities.
I think that's something that the entire region really faced. In 2014, we saw a pickup. It's continued into 2015. There was a bit of a dip, as Jason said, in the first quarter, but right now in Westmoreland County, we've got about $200 million of active projects on the books, so investment is at a pace that we haven't seen since before the recession, so it's really good news.
That is good news. One of the big ones I know is this talk of a natural gas-fired power plant that they're talking about building down here?
That's right. East Huntington Township, Tenaska, is going to be building a 900-megawatt gas-fired power plant, which, of course, tying into our natural gas industry, we're very excited to see that occur. But, Bill, I think one of the things that my colleagues would agree upon is that there's a sense of teamwork in Westmoreland County that we're enthusiastic about and we're embracing in a whole new way.
Well, I was wondering about that. You three are relatively new leaders of these organizations, but there's really been a spirit of cooperation here on the economic development structure that's been going on for a number of years here.
Sure. No, I certainly think that's the case. I think that our organizations working together, there's no formality saying that we're required to work together. A lot of it has to do with understanding the need to be cooperative, and really that starts from leadership and they're down, starting with our boards, and then starting with ourselves and continuing to work together. Our predecessors, at least Jim and I and Chad's as well, have showed cooperation in the past, and really thinking about what the effectiveness and the impact to the county is, and having that cooperation.
Do you sort of have to sort out the roles and responsibilities? Does each of your organizations have sort of a really well-defined niche in terms of how you contribute to the effort here?
No, not really. I mean, what we try to do is bring everybody to the table at once, and then it sort of develops naturally. So if we're all sitting there and a company comes in or an issue comes up, and sometimes we even switch roles, so we might get involved in doing something Jason does or vice versa, but we don't let ourselves be defined by set roles. and find that if we do everything, I think, together as a team, that it's much, much better for the county, much better for the region.
So really, it's sort of a no wrong door policy.
Exactly.
You grab them while you get them and make sure they get to the right place.
Yeah, I think that saying goes is if you don't care who gets the credit, you can get a lot more done. And so I think that that's more of the spirit of the way that we've been able to collaborate. I'll give you a great for instance. Our three organizations, including some others that aren't on the panel here, our WIB, our CTCs, a number of our school districts have convened a workforce
community
forum.
College.
And the community, yeah, absolutely. The community college, some of the four-year schools have convened a workforce forum, and just bringing those folks to the table to have conversations and to really understand the opportunities and the challenges that each of those sectors are faced with has really been beneficial, I think, countywide. And it's important to us because as our demographics age, we really can't afford to miss the mark.
Well, and I guess, right, as I mentioned in the intro, Westmoreland has, I think, the oldest population of the 10 counties. You also have one of the second largest population of the 10 counties. But is that really on your minds here, how to make sure you got a robust pipeline to keep the economy going and the companies with a good supply of workforce?
Well, absolutely. There was an article that came out recently saying that the county's workforce is the population was the 7th oldest in the United States, of a certain size.
Okay.
Of a certain size. So you need to take that with a grain of salt, but with a certain size. So from that being said, that opens up some eyes. You know, that means that we need to make a change. We need to make some adjustments. We need to take on the challenge that a lot of what an aging population brings. So certainly we're certainly concerned about it.
Well, the integrated approach with the schools and the companies becomes a real big part of this. They got to be talking to each other a lot more often.
That's right. That's right.
Or at all.
Yeah, or at all. Yeah, right. Well, just to put some numbers around it, by the year 2020, so we're talking 5 years from now, 28% of our population will be 65 or older. That's a pretty staggering number when you think about it. And so our workforce needs to be much more aligned with what business and industry needs than maybe other parts of the country or even other parts of the region have the luxury.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of people we can afford to waste or not really give direction. I suppose we could all get really bummed out about this, Jim, but I think it could also be a little bit of an opportunity here.
Well, that's how we see it, Bill. I mean, it's a great opportunity, really, if you think about it, because here there is a tremendous amount of wealth that will be transferred. You know, as generations go, there's going to be a tremendous amount of opportunity. If you just think about the housing stock alone, as baby boomers become empty nesters and they start to downsize, you're going to be able to buy a lot more house here in Western Pennsylvania than you can buy in probably any other part of the country. Tremendous opportunities, business transference with companies that have been run by the same founder for the last 40 years that have no succession plans. Tremendous opportunities in the region.
Well, it's certainly here. It's true of the whole region. Makes me think the old line, Horace Greeley was "Go West, young man." I think maybe today it should be "Go to Western Pennsylvania, young man or woman."
We were going to say Westmoreland, but
well, I thought you would, but I thought I would preempt that before I gave you the opportunity. Chad Ammon from the Westmoreland Chamber, Jason Rigoni from the Industrial Development Corporation, and Jim Smith from the Economic Growth Connection. Thank you all so much. Appreciate it. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
And next up, the new Spirit that's filling parking lots at Arnold Palmer Regional Airport. Stay with us.